Biochar in Uttarakhand. I had been to this place called Berinag. There, Pittorgarh is one place where Avani is the organization that works with farmers, and also they work on projects like biomass to energy, say gasifiers, and they do other activities like weaving traditional clothes and dyeing with natural pigments and so on. So here one of my interest was to introduce stoves, as well as I have made certain observations there on the traditional use of the biochar, where they get, how they get, how do they process, and all that. So it was in the year 2011, summer. At that time, they were preparing their fields for the Kharif season. Already they have harvested the wheat crop, and they laid their fields in a particular field I saw with the pine needles, and they spread these pine needles across their field over the wheat grass stubble, and then they burn it. Let us see what happens if they burn. Upon closer observation, I saw the end result is biochar, that is charcoal, and ash, that is formed, and afterwards they plough it. Here one could see clearly the dark fields after burning. So here by doing this, the farmer said this adds lots of value to their field. One is how to manage stubble, that is one issue, and because of this hilly area, composting is very difficult due to low temperatures, and the time for composting is also required, and they get freely the pine needles and they add onto their fields, and then they burn it. This is an open burning. Definitely some smoke will come and emissions will happen, and issues are there with this open burning kind of thing. But still, they are doing it, and they are very happy with these two products. That is the charcoal that is formed in the process. We can see the dark color in the fields, as well as the ash. Both are adding value to the crop that they are sowing. They are getting good yield if they are doing this. So this way they are convinced that this process is good for them and for their fields. Another observation that I have made is, in their farmyard manure pits, there are some charcoal pieces. Here we can see this charcoal piece, and many other smaller charcoal pieces are there. So every day in the morning, from their livestock areas, they collect the dung and other excreta along with their urine, and they dump it in this pit along with this straw, leftover straw and all that. And then they add this biochar, that is charcoal, and ash that is collected from their cook stoves or the fireplace that they have. And ultimately, when this is applied to the fields, they know that this adds lots of value and increased production. So this way traditionally they have adopted the biochar. They have different types of cook stoves. Here we can see the 3-stone cook stove. This is very basic thing. They have used bricks instead of stones, and in a pan they have placed and they start cooking here. We could see the biochar and ash, the byproduct within the stove at the end. Again, in this particular stove, it's only an iron frame that is placed again in a pan, and they're cooking. Here again the byproducts are the charcoal and ash. This is another cook stove. This is better than the other 3 stoves. Here it's an extended tray. The advantage of these kind of stoves, which are extended beyond the fireplace, because they want to heat their living space also. These stoves are mostly placed inside the house. They need the warmth because these are cold areas. And in the whole process, they use more biomass to fire. And ultimately, the quantity of ash and the charcoal or biochar generated is also more. And all these materials ultimately they use in their fields or in their kitchen gardens too. And they are finding wonderful results with these materials traditionally, and they continue to use these methods. While traveling across from Katgodam to this Pittorgarh area, I seen several fields, they are darkened with this process. Anybody who visits, say in March, April, May onwards, we can see these darkened fields across in these hilly areas. Mostly these fields are the terraced fields. This biochar application process is happening traditionally. Again, in the forest areas nearby, I have observed that sometimes the fire happens in these forest areas by accident or by intentional, unintentional, even by lightning also it happens. The cumulative pine needles at the bottom over the soil, it doesn't get decomposed so easily because of the colder conditions. So over a period, the cumulative accumulation happens. Even the termites and other things are not there to consume this biomass much, and they are very hard to be composted also. And farmers, they know it is very difficult. So when the fire happens, this thing gets burned down. Of course, sometimes the pine trees also get burned down in the process. That's an accident. But in the overall process, this burnt charcoal or the ash that is formed as a byproduct in this whole process adds value to the forest soil also. We see the next year the green grass is coming up, new plants are emerging, and this also supports many grazing animals in the villages. Similar to like in savanna grasslands, the fire happens in these grasslands and the new grass comes with more vigor. So these are like cycles that are happening. And here also we get to see such things happening. So this is how overall the biochar as an integral part in their traditions or in their way of life is being adopted by the local communities in these parts of the Himalayas. Thank you.